Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to How to Solve a Problem Like Mariah. Obviously, my name's Mariah, and I know you're real stoked for episode 2 because we've done 2 episodes. Currently, 24 hours ago, actually, I was in hospital with either gastro or food poisoning. Not too sure. Feeling better now, but yeah, it was a bit of a struggle, especially to drive back to Melbourne. So we'll get through it as much as we can. Just want to take some time to thank everyone for all the support that I got from recording episode 1. It was insane. I couldn't believe how many of the people I knew got around it and really supported me. So thanks heaps, especially to my friends. You guys are actually super amazing. So thank you so much for that. Okay, so let's just get started. Now, I want to do a bit of a life hack again. I thought I would do like a practical one and then have one that you would probably never do. So have a life hack and then suggest something that could be a life hack because I feel like it's something we should all do in the future. So my first one is about bananas. So I buy bananas every week, and to save time from the supermarket, because as you've all heard me say, I love saving time, I like to buy them all at the start of the week, and then by the end of the week they're probably not great. So shout out to Mervyn from work who gave me this one. Let's put foil on top of the stem and they'll last longer. So less trips to Aldi for me. I'm wrapped about that one. So give that a go if you like buying bananas. And the second one is take yourself out on a date. So no boyfriends, no friends, no dog, no parents, just you. And not just being at home on your own or doing the food shopping or exercising. Like actually go out, take yourself for lunch, explore your town or city, just do something with just you. I'm a bit of an extrovert, so I do love spending time with people a lot. But now I love spending time on my own, and I'm just going to play a recording of the last time I took myself on a date. So have a listen. So it's Saturday today and I'm just out on a walk, but today I decided to spend the day on my own and go for a walk around my area and take myself to get some lunch and a coffee and sit in the park. I sat at Princess Park and read my book, and I think it's like really important that we take time to just be on our own and do things on our own, like even take yourself to lunch. Sounds really depressing, but it's actually really good for your mental health, and just learn to be on your own. A lot of people really struggle to be on their own, and I used to hate being alone, and especially because I'm extroverted. But I think once you learn to spend time on your own, it's when you really learn a lot about yourself. So I don't know, I'm going to set you a challenge to take yourself out on a date, whether you just go on a walk at a park, sit down and read something, or you take yourself out for a coffee. Just do something for you and do it completely on your own. Okay, so hopefully people do that, and if you have or you do, just let me know and tell me what you've done. Share some good ideas because I love ideas and suggestions. So the next part of my podcast is taking you through some stuff that's happened in the news in the last 2 weeks, and one of them was just under 2 weeks ago. It was just before I'd posted my first podcast. It was a massive factory fire in Melbourne. It was huge, and it was right near my work. So I heard it on sunrise when I was getting ready, and then I drove past it on my way to work, and the smoke was so black and really thick, and they said it was one of the biggest fires in Melbourne. So that was pretty scary, but I've got some actual live citizen journalism from it. So let's have a bit of a listen, and I'll give you the live report from the fire. Okay, so I'm on my way to work, and before I went to leave, I was watching sunrise, and they said there was a massive factory fire in West Footscray. So I thought, great, traffic's going to be sensational. Not too bad at the moment. I'm at Williamstown Road, but there's a lot of black smoke. You can can probably hear a siren. That is CFA. But yeah, the smoke is insanely thick and black, so that cannot be good for the environment. I heard on the news they were trying to work out what exactly was on fire. They have like helicopters flying over. I think I saw a firefighter on a crane trying to fight the blaze, which is incredible. So I really hope they get it under control. And there was something like over 100 firefighters there. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. We'll see. I'm stuck at traffic lights at the moment, but we'll see what comes up as I get closer. But I'm pretty close at the moment. And they said like they can see it all the way out in Brighton. I could see it a little bit from my house, but there was there's a lot of trees around, but it is so thick. So yeah, keep you posted on that and how I get to work. It seems okay. I'm like 10 minutes away, but I'm very close to this factory. I wonder, I'm just driving up to it now. I don't really want to take a photo because I'm driving, and FYI, I did record this through asking Siri to turn my voice recorder on, so I'm not going to whip my phone out and take a photo, but I'm sure I'll be able to find some online to put on the show notes. But yeah, wow, it's really thick. I can't really smell anything yet though. I actually feel like I'm back home with a bushfire, because where I'm from in Gippsland, there's so many bushfires. Well, there was when I was younger. It's really scary, but I think they said it was a wool factory. They probably have like a lot of chemicals there. But poor houses around here will be really copying it. Oh, and there's a road closure. Somerville Road. So traffic isn't really being affected for me. Hopefully they get it under control soon. Anyway, traffic's fine then. A lot of emergency services, but it all seems pretty good, and I'll get to work early, which will be great. But not great for those firefighters, so wow. Alright, ciao. Okay, so a bit of an update on that fire that I spoke about this morning. So this afternoon we had to turn all our air cons off, and our operations staff working outside were permitted to wear a mask to work, and still going. I'm looking at the smoke right now. I'm not driving that way home, but yeah, it's massive. Saying the biggest fire in Melbourne's history, and smoke warnings have been out all day, so they'll do another one at 7, and then I guess work will decide what to do tomorrow, but we're rugging up because we've got no heater. So yeah, it's interesting, but pretty crazy the amount of damage it's probably doing right now, and the amount of firefighters working on it, which they do incredible work. So anyway, we'll see what tomorrow brings. Okay, so another thing that happened in the news, and it was just over the weekend, Mac Miller passed away, and I love Mac Miller, so this news was absolutely devastating. My friend Ashley messaged me on Saturday morning to say that he'd died of a drug overdose, which is really common in celebrities, and it's actually really sad, especially because, their life is very public, and when bad things happen in their lives, unlike with us, we can kind of hide away and not hear about it, and especially with breakups, we can just ignore the person and never see him again. But no, celebrities get put in limelight, and their problems become everyone else's problems, and they get judged and ridiculed. So rest in peace, Mac Miller. Absolutely gutted, especially a new album that just come out. So I'm actually going to play a little clip. I saw him at Listen Out last year, nearly just a year ago. So have a listen and you'll understand he was really, really good live. And this is just a short one. He was awesome. So check this one out.
I can't hear you!
Okay, now I want to do my recommendation for the podcast. And my recommendation is to start boxing more. Do boxing as part of your cardio if you like to exercise. Boxing's great, and it's made such a difference to my fitness. I've only just started maybe a month ago, and yeah, it's great. I just started with Mervyn from work, so now you've had a second shout out Mervyn, you'll be happy. And since I've been boxing as part of the gym class that I go to, I'm using so many parts of my body, and it's really good for your mental health too, especially if you've got a bit of built up stress. So definitely find like a boxing class, or if your gym offers boxing, or just YouTube some boxing workouts which you can do at home or at the gym. But I find it's really, really good. So if you do any boxing classes, yeah, let me know. And let me know what you think about boxing. I'm really enjoying it at the moment. Okay, so as I said in previous podcasts, I'd definitely tell some stories of some antics that happen in the fortnight that between podcasts, and I actually have some for you. So one was on Friday night or last Friday night. I have a new housemate and she's from Scotland. And yeah, they can really drink. So we went to one of the NRL games to watch Melbourne Storm. I hadn't been, and neither had she. So we thought we'd check it out. And we ended up at my favourite place, the Richmond Club on Swan Street. If you haven't been and you're looking for somewhere to go in Melbourne, go there. It's really good. And we met a fair few characters while we were there. My other friend joined us. Yeah, there was lots of drinks. And I think at some point we had a business card or a credit card, and there was drinks happening, so that was great. But it was funny when I was thinking back and we were talking about the night. I remember this guy, and he was probably like my pop's age, which, you know, that's fine if you want to go out at 70. I know that could potentially be me, so I'm not going to judge. But he was singing a Scotland song to my housemate called Flower of Scotland or something like that. And then he got down on one knee and bit us all on the knee. Yeah, I don't really know why, but that happened. Anyway, we ended up at the Swan, and if you haven't heard of the Swan, it's you know you're having a big night if you end up there. It actually smells so bad in there. I don't know if it ever gets cleaned, but it's always a lot of fun. I'm not too sure what music played there or if I even drank there, but I do know over the course of the night I did have too much tequila. So we all woke up a bit seedy, but it was a really fun night out. And this weekend I had the grand final back home. Only the reserves team made it, but they won, which was super exciting. And that was a massive night. Although at the end of the night I was laying on the couch in pain, which I thought was, I don't have a gallbladder, so I thought it was the amount of food and drink that I'd had over the course of the day. So I ended up home at about 1:30. I didn't go out because I thought I was, had eaten too much, but I think that's where it sparked on my food poisoning or gastro or whatever it was. So yeah, there weren't too many antics. And yeah, I've actually got a bit of recording from the morning. I ended up home, but we all stayed at a friend's house, or the other girls stayed at a friend's house, and I went there very early morning. So I've got a little snippet of a few of us in bed. So check this one out. Currently in the bed with 4 very hungover gals. Do you want to share your thoughts, girls?
Winners are living winners.
The boys won the reserves grand final last night, and it all got a little bit messy. Brit, thoughts?
Brittany, based on the fact that you're the coach's wife. Lucky I'm not the coach's wife.
Coach's partner, Brittany Milne, would like to say a few words.
I'd like to say a few words about the game yesterday. It was a great game. Good job. That's all. That was a few words.
That's all. She wasn't lying.
And we got a bit loosey-goosey last night. and now we're all spooning in a bed, and there's 4 of us. Him and Centipede.
We'll keep you posted. Oh, God. Ciao. Okay, so that was my fortnight. It was 2 big weekends of drinking, but now let's try something a little bit more happy and motivational. But I actually recorded this one literally after I recorded my last podcast because I went to bed and read this book. So check this one out and get the book. It's called Be Happy. I'll put the link in my show notes so you can potentially buy it. So I just wanted to share with you a couple of little happiness tips or lessons from a book that my friend Ashley bought for me. Thanks, Ash. It's called Get Happy. And these are a couple that I come across a couple of weeks ago, but I'm sure there's heaps in there that I'll share with you. So essentially this one is like success doesn't equal happiness. So although success is a measure of your achievements, it's not actually a gauge on how happy you are. So you might be really successful in your job, but you don't actually love it. So it doesn't make you happy. So I think what you need to think about is, does what you do truly make you happy? And if yes, then you're a success. And if no, then it might be time to just reevaluate where you want to be. And the quote that's put in here is, success is not a key to happiness. Happiness is a key to success. If you love what you're doing, you'll be successful. And I think it's really important to be passionate about what you do and really love, your job and even just in life. And if you are happy, then you'll be successful because you'll love what you do. And then another one is regret is toxic for happiness. And it says that the more choices you have, the harder it is to choose. And we always fear that we make the wrong decisions that we're going to regret. And regret is unlike any other negative emotion because it makes us think something could have been avoided or done differently. The more options that we have, the greater chance we are that we're going to regret the decision we've made. So essentially, just avoid regret, and that'll increase your happiness because at the end of the day, you can't change your decision. So yeah, they're 2 from the book, which I really liked. So I'm sure I'll share more along the way. All right, so again, if you have any questions, please email me. And like I said, it can be questions or comments or anything you want to know. And that was my email address, Mariah_Mackinnis22@msn.com. I had one of my friends comment she lost it at the email address. But yeah, I'll get one soon. Just email me or comment, message me on Facebook. Okay, so I'm going to finish with a quote. Quote's by Oscar Wilde, and it was, be yourself because everyone else is taken. And this one's really powerful because I think we really get caught up in what everyone else is doing or what everyone else is interested in or how everyone else acts. And I think at the end of the day, you can only be you. And, we need to look past judging what we do and how we do it, because at the end of the day, we do things for a reason and we believe in things for a reason. So I think you shouldn't let anyone else influence that, and you can't be anyone else, and you shouldn't want to be anyone else. You should just do what makes you happy and be you. So always make sure you be yourself no matter what. That's super important. And also check out my blog this week. I've got 2, so for in the fortnight. The first one was cheap things to do in Melbourne. I always like to try and save money. I like to try and always do things because I always have fear of missing out, even when I know no one's out, none of my friends are out, no one I know is really doing anything. Living in Melbourne sometimes can be really hard because there's always something on. But so I did a little blog on things that I've done that have actually worked out pretty cheap. So check that one out. And this week's blog is on meditation, which I expanded on what I spoke about in the last podcast. I just go through, different types of meditation. You don't always have to do the same one all the time. And really, it's just about, like I said, just being in the present moment. So just check those out if you are interested in starting to meditate. There's some good ones that you can try. And my next blog is going to be on some amazing dessert brunches I've had, most of them in Melbourne. So if you are looking for dessert places or brunch places, you'll definitely find some really good ones, especially if you like trying dessert for brunch. But what I do is, when my friend Hayley and I go for brunch, we always like to get a savoury and a sweet and share. So that's also a good way to try a sweet brunch without having to buy the whole sweet dessert brunch, because I always find if I just have sweet for breakfast, it can sometimes make me feel a little bit sick. So yeah, that's all I have for this week. But I want to leave you with some things that I've recorded, so have a listen. But before I sign off, I just want to say that this podcast is actually dedicated to my friend Ryan Gunn. Within this week, it was March 7 years since he passed away, so I wanted to dedicate it to him. I recorded something on his anniversary, which is in the end part. So he was really into radio. From his teenage years, he was on the radio for the radio station that his dad worked for, and he was always online and you could request songs from him, and he just really loved to do it. So I want to dedicate the podcast to him, because I know he would have loved to do podcasts and he would have actually been amazing at this, and he probably would have been my producer, so that would have been cool. I wouldn't have had to do it in my walk-in wardrobe, but I'm sure we would have ended up doing one together. So that's it for me. I'm going to sign off again on just love yourself, because if you don't, no one else will. So that's really important, and make sure you always put yourself first, because you can't be the best person you can be if you're worried about what everyone else is doing. So listen to some of the recordings I have, and I'll speak to you in a fortnight. All right, catch ya. So today marks 7 years since my friend Ryan passed away of leukemia. For those who don't know, I was in year 12 and he fell sick 2 years before that. Yeah, it was a really, really hard day, and it's always tough, and these anniversaries never get any easier. But the one thing I know is Ryan would be super proud of me doing this podcast, because he loved radio and journalism, and we were going to be journalists together. I live in Melbourne, and yeah, so I'm going to dedicate this episode to him in his memory, and I hope that he's watching over me now. So I love you, Ryan, and we're missing you every day.